Today we're going to be doing intermediate. I'm going to show you traditional grip and I'm going to show you. This is Clayton Skinner. Welcome to. Hello, my name is Clayton Skinner. Welcome to Beyond the Beat. And today I'm going to teach you how to tune your drums. So we're going to start with the floor tom. If you have more than one, you're going to want to do the biggest one first. First, release the tension on all the screws. Make sure that you don't release all the tension completely. Slowly release all of them. This will stop you from damaging the head and possibly the rim. Once you've got all the screws loosened, remove them all. Then remove the rim, and the head should come right off. Now that you've got the old drum head off, take the new drum head and place it on the rim of the drum. Then take the hoop, put it over top of the new head, line up the little holes so that it matches up with the lugs, and then just replace the screws. Now that you've got your new drum head on, we have to learn how to tune it. Now, if you're just a beginner, you don't have to concern yourself with fancy tuning techniques. The only thing that you have to worry about is that your drums decline in pitch from the smallest drum all the way to the largest drum. So you have 3 drums, it just has to basically sound like this. High, medium, low. That's the only thing you need to concern yourself with. So there's lots of different ways that you could tune your drums. I'm going to show you 2 of them specifically. Now the first one has you tuning both heads, the batter, which is the top head, and the resonating heads, the same pitch or note. The second one is to tune the bottom head higher than the top. That means that you only have to tune the resonant head to a specific note. Each one of those notes will be tuned a fifth apart from each other. So like I said before, we're going to start with the floor tom because that's the biggest drum. That way, when we start with the floor tom, as we go up in fifths, we're moving up in notes. That's why you're starting low. Now, when you're counting fifths, you want to count every note all the way up to a specific note. So for instance, if we were starting on A would take us from A to A sharp, B, C, C sharp, D. That would be a fifth above. D would be a fifth above A. So the next drum up would be D. After that, you would have D sharp, E, F, F sharp, G. G would be 5 notes above D. And it would just keep going on from there. We're going to begin by doing the bottom or resonant head first. If you're going to tune both heads the same, just repeat this process for the top head once you're finished with the bottom. Now what we're going to do first is we're going to place the drum either on carpet or on a pillow. Now this will dampen the sound of the head that you're not tuning so it won't interfere with the one that you are tuning. Now we're going to hand tighten all the screws so that we have a starting point. This makes sure that all screws are starting at the same point. That way you won't have one screw that's way tighter than the others. The rest will be done with the use of a drum key. Now, it's important to not tune your drums in a circular pattern. This will cause you to warp the head and will also cause the drum to sound bad. Instead, you want to look at the drum like a clock. You have your 12 o'clock position and you have your 6 o'clock position. You have your 2 o'clock, your 8 o'clock, your 4 o'clock, and your 10. Now this is just an example. Not all drums are the same. They actually might have a different amount of lugs. Now starting at the 12 o'clock position, we're going to then move across the drum to the 6. Now you want to try to move in a clockwise rotation. This way you'll actually remember which way you're going. So from the 6, you're going to go to the 8. From the 8, you go across to the 2, clockwise down to the 4, and then across to the 10. You may have to repeat this process several times. Make sure that you don't try to tune it too quickly. Another thing you want to make sure is that you tune up to a note. Never tune down. If you accidentally tune the drum too high, lower it down again, and then bring it back up. If you're going to tune the top head lower than the bottom, you can really just tune it to the point where you like the sound of the drum. Now, it's important to make sure that there's no dissonance between the top and the bottom head. Dissonance is when they don't agree with each other note-wise. And it kind of sounds like this. So just like before, we're going to start with the floor tom. We're going to use the same procedure that we did before. You're going to first start by finger tightening each drum. Then, using your drum key, you're going to use the clock pattern that we went over to tighten each lug until you reach the gradual pitch that you like. I personally prefer this method of tuning. It allows the drum to sound a lot more colorful. Well, that's all for this episode. I hope this answered any questions you might have had about tuning drums. If you'd like to delve deeper into this, you should check out the snare drum tuning video. It might give you a few more helpful tips. Well, for Clayton Skinner and Beyond the Beat, I'll see you next time.